TWiGames.com.
Welcome to this week's episode of TWiGames.com. We begin with the StarCraft 2 beta, EA's 2011 lineup, but first, the January NPDs. The Wii led the way for consoles with 466,000, followed by the Xbox 360 at 333,000 and the PS3 at 277,000. New Super Mario Bros. Wii led the way for software with 657,000, followed by Mass Effect 2 and Wii Fit Plus. Brian, not that exciting, is it?
The results aren't that exciting, but this episode will be because Matt is not here again. You know, normally I don't care about MPD. You know, I just like to go into the minutia, pick things apart.
Yeah.
This month I actually cared. Why, Rich? Why did I care about this month?
Bayonetta.
Where is it?
Not on the top 10 list, Bri. Not on the top 10 list. In fact, if they showed the top 15 list, it wouldn't be on that either, because it came in at number 17.
Number 17?
Just on the 360. PS3 version didn't even chart. Do you know what number 17 means when the 10th place game is, what was it, 170,000, something like that? 17, we're talking like less than 100,000 in the game's debut month, and it came out at the beginning of the month.
I feel like I'm in Temple of Doom and just ripped out my heart and threw it on the table.
This is ridiculous.
I know, Kamiya just getting...
I feel like, I feel like I'm in Mortal Kombat 1 where Kano rips out the heart, but it's on the Genesis because blood is actually dripping down. Blood, Brian.
But PS3 and 360, up from last January. Everything else was down, however.
Whatever.
But I mean, otherwise, you know, Mario Kart Wii still going. Yeah. Pretty boring NPD. It was so boring that there's not even flame wars on the threads. That's how boring this was. You know, congratulations to Mass Effect 2. I'm glad it sold well.
Yeah.
Only 6 days. That's pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
Blizzard has answered my prayers as StarCraft 2 beta is going to start this month. And it looks like the reason it was held back was because of the BattleNet, which was updated. They showed it's got new matchmaking. It even has a marketplace. Rich, ready to roll out.
Brian, you are so Korean.
Not only am I anticipating StarCraft 2, my parents own a grocery store and a laundromat. I can do people's nails, and I was unnaturally born with Taekwondo ability.
What about the piano, bro? Are you good at the piano?
I'm good with the piano, too.
Unbelievable, bro. You're a living, breathing stereotype.
I'm a walking stereotype.
Honestly, though, Bri, StarCraft 2, man, this is the game that's going to get me back into PC gaming. I can tell you right now. I'm going to buy a new PC to play this game, and then because I have this new PC, I'm going to be a PC gamer again.
I'll tell you what, though, the BattleNet stuff looks really good.
Right.
Matchmaking is huge because the StarCraft matchmaking wasn't that evolved. So now you're going to not just get stomped by someone like me who plays nonstop. Also, I liked how Blizzard, even though Bayonetta sales were down, they are Kamiya fans. They showed an image of matchmaking. The names were Enzo, Jean, Joe,
That's really
Isun. Cool. Those are all Kamiya characters.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's good to see, like, you wouldn't think Blizzard would even know about Kamiya's games,
but they're such fans that they're giving them a
That's
shout
really
out.
Cool. But that's why they are what they are, right? They play games.
And the great thing is the marketplace. Because, look, when BattleNet came out, it was free. That was huge. It came out with Diablo.
Yeah.
And they knew if you played for free, you'd play online, you have a good time. The marketplace, Blizzard's always sort of supported modders, and now they're going to let them make money. So StarCraft 2 isn't just going to be a game now. It's going to be a platform where people can make money.
Bri, is StarCraft 2 just going to be StarCraft HD? You know, people always say that. Who cares? Like, that's what we want.
I know.
Like, obviously, it's going to be a lot better. Like,
or should we do the beta, or should I stay away?
Stay away from the beta, Brian. I'll tell you why. One, when the game comes out, you're going to play it nonstop, right? And you're going to miss out on all the games that come out whenever the actual release is. So why ruin your, like, gaming year? This could be the best gaming year ever. And if you get into this beta, that's all you're going to play, bro. You're going to miss out on so many games.
All right.
Don't do it.
I'm promising you right now.
Promise?
I'm not playing the beta.
Pinky swear.
Yeah. I'm not going to do the... We're not doing the thing.
Come on.
Yeah, no, we're not doing the thing.
Were you blowing the thumb? Come on, bro.
No.
Damn it. EA's COO, John Shepard, said that in 2011, every one of EA's releases will have an online component, both downloadable content and online play. Brian, this is exactly what I was afraid of.
Rich, I thought your biggest fear was being eaten by your pillow while you sleep. What do you think about this?
Brian, I mean, do you know what this says right here? This says that this is a corporate policy.
Yeah.
EA said to all the development studios, you have to have online play in your game. And that is ridiculous because they're forcing developers, the people making the game, to do something that they may not want to do.
So we're going to see multiplayer in Dead Space.
Dragon Age?
Dragon Age. Crysis is going to have DLC. What's going on?
Right. I mean, when you force stuff like this upon developers, okay, and let's say like their bonuses are strapped to this, like if you if you have online play, you get a bonus.
Yeah.
That's going to detract from the actual game they're trying to make. Like, now BioWare has to sit around for a couple months and be like, how can we implement online play into this?
Right.
Stupid.
I talked about it at the Cerberus Network, and you were opposite of me. Remember I was talking everyone's getting screwed?
Yeah.
All right, so GameStop's getting screwed because they're trying to fight GameStop, and so less people are going to buy games at GameStop, right? Now EA's getting screwed because after getting goodwill, EA is going to be like Activision now. They're jerks, right? Developers are getting screwed because now they're being forced to compromise their games by making DLC and multiplayer. And us as gamers are being screwed because now we have to go through hoops to play the game that was originally intended and tacked on multiplayer. It's going to stink.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting screwed.
I agree, Brian.
This is what I was talking about, this obsession with fighting GameStop.
A lot of screwing going around.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Am I buying a book at a library and I don't get 5 chapters because I didn't buy it new at Barnes & Noble's? Get out of here.
I agree, Brian.
The director of BioShock 2 recently said to fanboys, "From a development perspective, the console wars are a bit silly. Our target is consistency, and it's always kind of sad to see people throwing their energy into platform partisanship because it seems to flood the critical channels and drown out other creative discourse." Rich, remember when BioShock was the worst game ever?
I do.
Until a year later when it was released on the PS3?
I do, Brian. I do. I remember it every time. Like, the best games of the generation have all been exclusives, and every time there's 50% of the gaming population thinks it's the worst game ever. Mass Effect 2 is the worst game ever.
Can we talk
Uncharted 2 is the worst game ever.
All right. So normally I can understand this because, you're young, you don't have enough money, so you have to convince yourself you're not missing out on anything.
Yes.
However, if you got to just put away your fanboy card this year, you have to put it away. StarCraft 2, God of War 3, Halo Reach, Super Mario Galaxy, and possibly Zelda, this is not a time to be a hater.
No, Brian, it's not the time. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, we're all gamers, right? We're supposed to love video games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how can, okay, if you can't afford something, fine, that's great. Maybe you got to convince yourself, okay, let's let them slide. But there's some people out there who actually, they can afford stuff, but they convince themselves that they really believe that these exclusive games are terrible. And it's like, it's mind-blowing because, look, to me, I really don't care about these people because they're missing out on what could be the best year of video games ever.
This year is mind-blowing.
But, right, while you and I are playing every single game on every single system, there's people, don't you feel bad? Don't you pity them?
Yeah, I actually feel bad when they're missing out on stuff. And then I read, oh, that game sucks.
Yeah. It's
what?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a bit silly.
Bri, it's a big silly.
It's a big silly.
It's a big silly. Miyamoto, when accepting an award, revealed that he's working on a new title that uses motion along with Zelda, and he's working on an unannounced hardware. Brian, what could this hardware possibly be?
Rich, it's going to be a Nintendo phone, and the way you answer the phone is you have to make the motion. You know what I mean? That's what's going.
Brian, you know what I think it is?
What?
I mean, I actually know what it is. I have the inside scoop. So Nintendos are always trying to flip it up on people, mix things up a little bit. Well, their current console, the Wii, is all about motion.
Yeah.
Their next console is going to be about being as perfectly still as you can possibly be.
So it's a camera and you can't move?
So you're going to power it on, and you just have to stand perfectly still. Like that. To move your characters, though, you can move your eyes, because your body is still, but if you move your eyes around...
That's how you control?
Yeah, but it's going to be hard, Brian.
I think you're wrong, and I know what it is.
No, Brian, that's what it is.
Miyamoto's been brushing his teeth recently, right? He's making a new system for a brushing his teeth game.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he's working on.
He needs a new system for that.
Yeah.
Why can't you use the Wii for that?
Some people are speculating the rise of the Game Boy, virtual console device, download all the stuff. I'd buy that in a second, but I don't think they're going to do that.
I don't think they're going to do that.
But all right, it's going to be a pulsing light that helps you sleep.
That's not a bad idea, Brian.
And it's going to work with that finger sensor that they showed at the
the
E3.
vitality sensor. Oh, yeah. Oh, because it'll know when you're in a deep sleep.
Yeah.
And it will know when you start waking up again. Oh, that makes sense.
That's a good one.
That's actually a good idea. Oh, if there was a wrist strap, right? And when you started to wake up, if you didn't want to yet because the alarm isn't for a couple hours, it squeezes your arm so tight that the blood stops circulating, and you basically go back into a deeper sleep.
This is a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. We're going to take a quick break. We come back, we talk about X10, and we play a little pro or anti. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Be sure to subscribe to TWiGames.com via RSS, iTunes, YouTube, and Twitter. That's TWiGames.com.